you mind hitting that take me there on the laptops?
Welcome to Paint the Town Take 2, an Art Center benefit generously sponsored by U.S. Bank. Special thanks to Randall Cupp, Altitude Auctions, Sheldon Bott, Kirk Wilkinson, 626 on Road, the Art Center Guild and the Art Center Board of Trustees, and all our donors and volunteers who made tonight's event possible. Remember, proceeds enable the Art Center to continue fulfilling its mission of enriching lives by promoting the enjoyment and understanding of the arts. The Art Center believes that art is for everyone, so bid high and bid often. And now your auctioneer for tonight's event, Sheldon Bott.
Told you it needed to have all the green M&Ms in my room.
I'm sorry, Mr. Jackson.
I don't know what we're going to do here. I mean, Good evening, everybody. Hello. I'm Sheldon with Altitude Auctions. I'd like to welcome you out this evening.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Yeah, this is Lee. The board told me that we had to have him, so we'll let him talk a little bit.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say.
Okay. Yeah, well, thank you.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I hope that this is working well. This is a bit of an experiment for all of us. First, before we get started, I want to thank basically our crew. First of all, of course, Sheldon Bott from Altitude Auction. He's fantastic. He helped us last year, and we appreciate his help. More than anything, we appreciate the fact that he donates his time for this. For a huge tax write-off, which during COVID-19 means basically he does everything for free. Mm-hmm. So we appreciate you, Sheldon. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the nice words.
Of course. Also tonight we have Ashton Means and Holly Means, who will be bringing art in and off and all of that, and just generally being very nice. And behind the scenes, we have Matt Jones and Haley Van Camp, who are back there making everything work well. So, well, we certainly hope it works well. In any case, we want to start the evening by going to Kirk Wilkinson at 626 on Rood. Kirk is going to teach us how to make a pamplemousse, champagne pamplemousse.
Mousse?
Champagne pamplemousse. It's a French word.
But it's for everybody, so is it meese?
No. Goose is meese. Moose is moose.
So there is meese.
There are no meese. No.
Okay.
Let's go to Kirk.
Thank you, guys. Today we're going to be making the champagne pamplemousse cocktail. You can go with your champagne. Today we're going to be using Seguro Vidas, which is a nice brut rosé out of Spain. You can also use Prosecco out of Italy. It's a really nice substitute for champagne as well. You need your fruit liqueur. Today we're going to use the St. Elder Pamplemousse liqueur. This is really nice grapefruit flavor without coming off too sweet. And then you can use your base spirit, whether gin or vodka. We really like the Jackalope Gin and Goat Vodka from Peach Street Distilleries here at 626, and so I'm going to be using the Goat Vodka today. So for the cocktail, you want to start off with your spirit base, and you usually want to do a whole shot because you want this cocktail to really be a lasting cocktail and something that you can just sip on for a long time. Start with 1.5 ounces of your spirit. Now I know at home you're probably not going to measure, but I did 1.5 ounces of vodka, or roughly 1/4 of your glass. Then you want to go with your fruit liqueur. Usually you do about half the amount of the spirit, so I'm going to do 3/4 of an ounce. And then you can go ahead and top this with your champagne of choice. Go ahead and tilt the glass so you can watch the bubbles as they come up. Off here. All right, and the final thing you can do is just add a little bit of flair and some aromatics to your cocktail. I'm going to use an orange peel, but you can use lemon, even lime, really nice. And we're going to flame the orange peel. And by flaming the orange peel, you get all the really delicious aromatics from the oils that are expressed from the orange itself. So get a little light on there, kind of light up the orange, and get a little flare going. Wipe those express oils on the edge of the glass and go ahead and drop it in your drink, and there you are. Champagne pamplemousse cocktail. If you want to have some more great cocktails and some great food, come down to 626 on Rood. We're open Tuesday through Saturday. I'll be behind the bar most of those days making great cocktails. And back to you guys.
Thank you, over Kirk. I appreciate
Thank you, Kirk.
everything.
Yeah, wonderful. And cheers. I hope that you had the ingredients to make the champagne pamplemousse.
Yes.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I like
No,
that.
that's pretty good. We did not do the little flame thing with the orange because of Sheldon's beard. He put so much product in the beard, we thought that he would do a Richard Pryor on us, and we don't really want that. So, yeah.
So now over to Lee on the weather.
We have a little bit of housekeeping to do really quickly. So hopefully you have hand bid either on your phone or on your computer or both. Both would work really, really well. That way you can watch it on your computer and bid on your phone. But either way, this is a bit of an experiment for us, so please bear with us. But when Sheldon calls out for a bid, just bid for the minimum bid on your phone.
Yes. Yep. And we'll do our best on the increments. The computer's trying to take my job, and Lee thinks the computer's better than me, so let's just prove that wrong and just get some of those bids in either way.
Fair enough.
Even if the computer's not keeping up with me.
And of course, even though the internet is a beautiful, wonderful thing and magical and it's taking over our lives, there is a little bit of a lag. So when you hit the button, it may take a couple of seconds for Sheldon to actually see it.
And I'll try and give everybody a little bit of time as the bids come in, and I see them over here. So we'll have a little bit of pause here and there, and
Right.
we might let Lee talk some more. I don't know if we can go that far, but
probably shouldn't.
yeah. Probably not.
And we're going to try and keep this to just over an hour, but it's probably going to run a little longer. I hope you'll bear with us and have some fun. We're going to just have fun with it, and I hope that you're having a cocktail or the non-alcoholic beverage of your choice and enjoying your evening. So first off, we have a piece by Maggie Cook. Maggie's a wonderful local artist. She's from England originally. One of my favorite people. This piece is called Drama at the Lake.
Yes, and it has a Michael sheen on it, right?
Metallic sheen.
Yeah, the Michael sheen that is on here.
Metallic
that gives
sheen.
a metallic sheen that
Yeah.
gives a reflective quality to it. And
It's a lovely thing.
Yeah.
Matt Jones helped us with the little bullet points, and Sheldon doesn't always pick them up as quickly as maybe
I'm an
we would
auctioneer,
hope.
not a reader.
Okay. This has a retail value of $450. Minimum bid is $200. It's a beautiful piece, and you probably need a Maggie Cook piece in your house.
Yeah, yeah. Landscapes by artists are similar to Jean Corot, and keep that in mind. This is a beautiful piece and bringing a lot of art history in to continue the
Tradition.
tradition.
Yeah, all right.
And the style.
Sell it.
All right.
Yeah.
Start me out. Let's start out at $200. Would have been a $2. Would have been a $200. Would have been a $2. Would have been a $200. $200. $200 for the piece. $200 would have been a $2. Would have been a $2. Would have been a $200. This is the first piece of the evening. We'd like to start getting out.
We
on the
would
right
like to
foot.
sell it. Yeah.
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 And it is a beautiful piece.
It's lovely.
Keep in mind that the internet and the 2D version that you see on the screen does not give it the qualities that we see
No,
here.
of course not.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's a beautiful piece, and it has a wonderful frame here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but we can let this one pass, and we
Okay.
can come back to it later. We can, if you're interested in it, let us know.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't get any bids tonight, then we will put it into our silent auction, which will go on until next Saturday night.
Yeah, so if we miss that piece there, just keep going. The silent auction, will it be this evening or tomorrow?
The silent auction, it'll be in this evening.
Okay, yeah. So
Matt, did you have something to say? Oh, Matt Jones also. They have a microphone back there, so they can heckle us all they want, which is a terrifying thing, all night long.
now the piece by Tom Kallenberg.
Tom Kallenberg. Tom Kallenberg is originally, I think, from the West Coast, up in the Pacific Northwest. He moved here a number of years ago, and then for some reason abandoned us and moved to Durango. And I heard not too long ago that he wishes he had never left Grand Junction. So that's a good thing. We wish he was back here. But he still supports the Art Center, and that's just so kind of him. This is a 100% donation to the Art Center, And you can talk about this piece.
Yeah, no, I like, and again, this is something that you're just not going to see on the internet, but it's got so many dimensions in it, and each piece in here, including the frame itself, casts shadows all over, and it gives it a lot of character and depth, and the aurora lights and everything. You can see the influence from the Pacific Northwest, and we're going to start this out at $250. $250. Can I get a $250 bid? Would have been a $250.50. Would have been a $2.5. Would have been a $250.50. Would have been a $2.5. $250. $250 to start me out. $250. Would have been a $50.50. Would have been a $2.5. Would have been a $50. Would have been a $2.5. $250. Would have been a $50.50. Would have been a $250. $250 on the Kallenberg. Now it's a mixed media piece in Laduna Dalamar number 3, and I think this is our second piece, so I'm confused why Lee wants to call it the number 3. But
No, that's what the artist called it.
Oh,
is the
okay.
number 3.
Oh.
We just I gave some of our bidders my phone number so that in case something was strange, they could call and let us know. And Dean Harris, who used to be on our board of trustees, always has wonderful ideas. Every idea he has is wonderful. He actually did make a great suggestion, and it's so far back. We wonder if Ashton and Holly could carry it forward a little bit, maybe right in front of the table, so that people could see it a little bit better, because it's so tiny in the screen, they said.
And in fact, you can hold it right in front of Lee.
You could hold it right in front of me.
Yeah.
That's always for the best.
Yeah, just block Lee over there a little bit more to your right.
So that looks great.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Okay.
All right, $250 would have been a $250. $50 would have been a $250. Would have been a $2.5. Would have been a $50.50. Would have been a $2.5. Would have been a $250. $250 for this beautiful piece. $250.50 would have been a $250. Keep in mind what all this is going towards, keeping the art center going. I know it's hard times, but we got to keep these pieces moving and bring the money in to keep the art center providing all the. Man, I'm just nervous. I think tonight. I think I had this.
You shouldn't be nervous, Sheldon.
Why is that?
Don't be nervous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you always act like this, so it's just fine.
Oh, yeah. I just can't think very well. That's
Okay.
$250. All right. I think we can put this back in the silent auction as well.
You bet. It sure
Yeah.
will be. And folks, this is this is an opportunity. You can go back in and bid in the silent auction on these pieces after this evening is over, and there are some wonderful works. Everything in the live auction is 100% profit to the art center, and obviously that's a big deal, a really big deal, especially right now with all of the economic uncertainty in the world. The arts need your support. So, some beautiful pieces.
And if you call Lee's phone again, I'll give you Lee's credit card number. That might help out some of these first pieces.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Sheldon.
No problem.
You're
Anytime.
a good man.
I'm here to help.
I know you are. Lot number 3.
Oh, okay.
K. Ambrose. Everybody loves K. Ambrose's rabbits. They've been in our benefits for so long, for years and years and years, and people fight over them all the time. This one is a donation by Kendra and Chuck McDaniels, and it's 100% to the Art Center. It's I think it's called What's Up, Doc?
Like that?
Yep, that's a good one. And it's a K. Ambrose rabbit, and minimum bid is only $275. So
let's get right into this. I mean, it's a staple of the Art Center here, and everybody here, I know they know it. So
yeah,
we're not going to have problems here. So start me out. $275 would have been a $275.75 would have been a $275. $275.75 would have been a $275. See, I'm normally used to looking out across the crowd here, and they put up all these cardboard cutouts for me, but it's just not.
Yeah. Tom Cruise is the best one to look at because it looks like he's ready to bid.
Yeah, all the time. $275 would have been a $275 would have been a $275. $275 on the K. Ambrose. $275. $275.
Okay.
Bring in a bid. Yeah.
Well, we'll put this back too.
Okay.
Yep. Well, we're not going to give up, folks. Stick with us because we're just going to keep moving forward until you bid on something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like I said before, the arts in this day and age are struggling. I want to say that I'm actually very proud of the fact that the Art Center is in a pretty good financial position. We've been fortunate. We have magnificent supporters, financial supporters. We did get a PPP loan from the SBA, so that helped us be able to not furlough any of our employees so far. Fingers crossed that that doesn't happen. And so we're doing okay. But that won't necessarily continue because the economy is still rough, and people of lower means don't necessarily have the money to give right now. So if you're one of those folks who are doing well in spite of the downturn, we would really encourage you to step up, dig a little deeper than you normally would. And I know that's asking a lot, but it's important. Of course, we ask people ask you to give to human services all the time, and that's important. The arts are also important. The arts throughout history, when things are difficult,
Thank you, man.
the arts help to make us feel our humanity, make us feel human, make us understand what we're fighting for. And so the arts are as important as anything else you could give to. So please consider that as you're looking at these next pieces, and give till it hurts.
All right, and it looks like we did get a bid in on the Wonderful Rabbit.
Wonderful.
275 from
Judith Nesty.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, wonderful, fantastic. Thank you so much. So we'll just go ahead and say that one's sold.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sold.
Fantastic.
Like it.
Thank you
We'll
very
take it.
much. I appreciate it. And you'll love it. Kay Ambrose, she makes those rabbits for us almost every year, and we're excited to have this one again this year.
Yeah, it's a great fun expression on it too.
So now we have a piece by our very own Matthew Jones. Matt Jones is, in case you don't know who Matt is, this is Ashton Means' husband. That should tell you everything right there. Matt is actually our curator, and he is the adult education program coordinator as well as the curator, but he does so much more than that. He assists us in a lot of ways. But a lot of people don't understand that Matt is also a brilliant artist in his own right. He's a fantastic ceramicist, sign painter, and not too long ago we had an exhibition called Cutting Edge, where we showed a piece by Daniel Spreck, who's a brilliant, very hyper-realistic painter. And Matt said, you know, I want to go home and experiment with that. And he came home an hour later, came back, not quite an hour, but a week or so later, and he came back with these magnificent still lifes. And this one is called On the Edge. It's a retail value of only $500, which is underpriced, I think. And the starting bid is $250.
Yeah, and so Matt was explaining to me that it's reminiscent of a Dutch master's still life, but I'm still confused about which Dutch master.
All of them. All of the Dutch masters.
Okay, so not like the...
Not
Dutch.
the Dutch master, the Dutch masters, plural.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, I get that.
Okay.
All right. So let's start it out. 250 would have been a 50-50, would have been a 2.5, would have been a 250-50, would have been a 250. $250 would have been a 50, would have been a 50-50, would have been a 250. $250 on this beautiful piece. 250. 50 now. Oh, thank you. We're up to 350 now. So 375, 75 would have been a 375. 375 would have been a 375. 375 would have been a 75. 75 would have been a 375. 375. We have 350, go 375. Now, there's not a lot of pressure when you're at home. Now we have 375. There we go. Now 400. 400 would have been a 4, would have been a 4, 4 would have been a 4. Now remember, we're on a bit of a delay, so if you don't see me moving up on that bid, that means that somebody is probably already clicked on it and beat you. So get those bids in. 400. I'm asking 400. Would you bid a 4? Would have been a 4, 4. Would have been a 400. We're at 375. Would have been a 4. Would have been a 4, 4. Would have been 400. $400. Would I get a 4? Would have been a 4, 4. Would have been a 400. $400 would have been a 4. Now I've got $400. Now 425. 25 would have been a 425. 4 1/4 would have been a quarter would have been a $425. 425. 25. 25 would have been a 4 1/4 would have been a quarter would have been 4 1/4. Okay. It looks like we have a pretty good delay on the screen at this point, so give me 1 second while we work out some of the technicality on this, but I appreciate everybody's that were on the bids, that we're not at $400.
So we just had a phone call from one of our board members, and we really appreciate the help. Apparently, the lag that we're getting is significantly more than you're getting, and so you're seeing bids happen considerably sooner than we're getting them. And again, this is a bit of an experiment. This is all new to everybody. So thank you so much for being patient with us. And so, even though it may mean that we're going to go a little longer than we had anticipated tonight, I think we're going to slow down on the bidding and make sure that we have a little more time.
And that might be it. I mean, I might be talking so fast that it's just speeding up YouTube. You know?
I kind of doubt that's going to happen.
I'm pretty sure that's how technology works anymore.
You're speeding up time, Sheldon.
Yeah, it could be, like an Alexa thing.
It could be
speeding along.
I'm going to actually give my phone to Matt Jones, so that you can talk to Matt whenever you like.
And Matt also has Lee's credit card number.
Matt has my credit card number. So if somebody calls or texts, feel free to jump in there and grab it. Thanks.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay, so I guess that we may be a winning bid here on Matt's piece.
Yeah, I hear that we have a $400 bid that is, and so we're asking $425.
So we have a $400 bid. Boy, that's because we're not seeing that on here.
Correct.
That's a little terrifying, folks. I'm really sorry because we're not seeing that at all.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with this week, and it's been a lot of hard work. And I can tell you that Haley and Matt and Lee have just been tirelessly working at this to work out so many.
I've been pulling my hair out, and they've been pulling my hair out,
and my hair was already gone.
Yeah, so it's a little terrifying.
Speaking of that glare on the TV, I don't know if
that's just me.
Oh.
Dean tells us to have everybody bid by phone because there's no lag by phone.
Oh, really? Well, that's interesting. So if you're bidding and you have the app on your phone, that's going to go quicker apparently than on a computer.
Yeah.
So, and now Haley, are you saying that we have a bid for 400 already? We do. Okay.
Okay, we're at 400. And so I'm curious, because there is such a long delay with me calling out bids, it might seem a little confusing because we're well past that point as far as their phone.
Right.
But
so I don't know. Maybe we just try and push people to bid.
Yeah. Yeah. And we can introduce the pieces and talk about them. And
so just continue to bid as you will. Okay, so on the left we have this. So this is our current.
We're at $375, asking $400.
We actually, is that where we are now? We have a $400 bid.
Yeah, we're asking $400 now. So we have $375, and like to bid, ask for $400.
Yeah.
Would you bid a 4? Would a bid a 4? Now this is $25 cheaper than I was just asking for. I don't know how long ago for you, but just a minute ago. So
that you were trying to sell me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. That's actually a bargain.
So 400. Would you bid a 4? Would a bid a 4? Would a bid a 400?
Just the gold in my teeth is worth at least $75.
Yeah. Didn't you get a couple knocked out last
I did.
night? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So
I think we can move forward on that.
I think we're good at the 375.
Yeah.
And we can call that sold unless we somehow get a bid in. Yep, it is sold.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. And again, we appreciate your patience. Sorry that this is being a little bit awkward, but it's it's the first time we're doing this. Now we actually have an exciting thing for us.
Real quick, we have a piece by Syl Mathis.
Absolutely,
a balance boat number 5.
Oh, did we skip that? I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
Yeah. I need more of the Champagne Pamplemousse. This is, I love Syl's work, and this is the first time we've had one of Syl's works in our benefit. It is, he told you a little bit, or you read a little bit about how he makes these.
And so the boat itself, it's they take glass marbles, and they're putting them in a mold and melting those marbles down to create this shape. And it has some Japanese lines in it. It's a great piece. I asked Matt multiple times how he made the rock, but I'm not getting any real good answers.
No,
on
I
that.
think the rock probably wasn't made by Syl.
Well, yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. I think the rock might be made too. I've had a little bit more of this art stuff than Matt or
That's
anybody
true.
here.
I have to say, and I love every single piece in the auction tonight, but this is one of those that I'm so thrilled that we have, and I would love to have this in my own home. So
Yeah,
I hope
actually it is a beautiful piece.
yeah, it is a beautiful piece.
Yeah, and the bidding's starting out at $250. So I know we're out there on your phones at $250, and we'd like to get that $250 this evening.
You bet.
$250 would have been a 50-50, would have been a $250. Now some of the we do have a bid. We're at
Wonderful, thank
now,
you.
Now we're going up to $275. $275.5 would have been a $275. Some of the events that you have here, and some of the
Programs, classes?
Yeah,
it's okay. You can talk.
I'm looking for words.
Okay.
Yes. I know numbers.
Use your words, Sheldon.
Yes, I
Use
know
your
numbers.
words. Okay.
Be careful with your arm there. I don't know if you were.
6 feet apart. Yeah. We're close. We're about.
Yeah,
We're,
okay.
Okay.
Just watch that arm.
all right.
Yeah, I might as well do this here too. Let me see. Yep. We're at 6 feet, so we're good.
You're an odd man.
Hey.
We're at 250. We're looking for 275, right?
275 would have been a 275. Would have been a
Right.
275. I think we're good.
We're good.
Yeah, we're gonna take that. Sold.
Thrilled
at
that this sold.
$250.
Yeah, and I love
$250.
this piece, so congratulations.
Yes.
One of the things that we do here at the Art Center, of course, as most of you know, is we have classes for adults, we have classes for children, and one of the programs that we have that is so special is Rachel Eggleston's Art Ability class. She has classes for folks with special needs throughout the valley. When she started this program about 12 or 13 years ago, she had about 30 students a month. And now
bring the life back in the
she has students up to 200 or 300 students a month that visit the Art Center, and these are people in a high risk category and that don't have an opportunity to express themselves artistically. And Rachel and her team works with these folks, and they leave here glowing because they're artists. They know how to create because of this program, and it's a wonderful thing. And Rachel Eggleston is actually going to do her best to teach me how to do an art project. Now, if you purchase the VIP ticket in your bag, you have a clear plastic bag that has a paintbrush and some slick paper. So if you're doing this at home and you don't have these in your bag,
Where's mine?
slick paper, you don't get any. Calm down.
Just 'cause I
Some
spilled on the
glossy
floor last
paper,
time.
a paintbrush, water-soluble markers, masking tape, and hand sanitizer, which everybody should have now, is some hand sanitizer, right?
Yes,
So
sounds good.
Rachel is going to do her best to try and teach me how to make this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, thanks, Lee. You better head over there. I'll take care of it. Keep in mind our next item is after the rain, so we'll be coming up on that as Lee's getting over there to do some art. And thank you very much. Makeup, please. Makeup. Yeah. No, I think it's a little heavy on the cream up here in my ooh. Yes. So Lee's still getting over to Rachel. We're switching over to that camera. Yeah. Here we go.
Tonight we're going to try to do a full alcohol ink, and this is a popular class in our program, and we're going to try to teach it to Lee. Try. So the first thing is you take your tape and you got to at least get 4 strips from the top to the bottom.
Mine didn't go all the way to the bottom.
And it's gonna, till you get like that.
Okay.
And then you gotta go in and start laying in your colors. And usually we do blue on top, and then go to a purple. And you wanna kinda just do, not scrub up lines and put purple. You definitely don't want to put your blue by your yellow, because unless you want a green sky. So it's going to turn out like that. And fill it all up. The more ink, the more we can move it. This, as I say, is full alcohol ink. Fake alcohol ink.
Oh, okay.
Because we're using sanitizer, the alcohol in it, to move the ink in the watercolor pens.
Okay.
Going. So then we got to go in there and take our sanitizer And you just start painting it all around.
That takes a long time.
It
Can I
does.
just dump it on like that?
Well, no, Mr. Lee, but go ahead. This will take a little while to dry.
I think I made a mess.
You can even play with it. Hold it this way and make drips. Or you want to go all the way down to the bottom. And then you got to let it set for a couple of minutes and dry. And then it's going to turn out like that.
I don't think mine will ever dry.
Me either. I'll lend you that one.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And then you got to take your tape off very carefully. Very carefully. And sometimes if you put it on the
Okay.
table, push down on your paper.
And you say children do this?
Right.
Okay.
And then my special needs guys.
I sort of got it.
Yeah. Keep going.
All right.
And we're going to turn these tape marks into either aspen trees or birch trees. So you go in and you just outline your trees. Everywhere where it leaked there, you can use that as the black lines that are on the aspens. You just keep going in. And just have fun with it. Go all the way down.
I know the problem is I didn't have my glasses on.
Yes. Maybe it will help to see. And you keep going. And then you can put some blue lines in the bottom of your trees. For little snow hills, we're going to make it snowy because it's coming.
It is. That's the best I can do.
Okay.
And you have all of this stuff in your bag if you have a VIP ticket, so you can do this yourself.
And it comes out pretty nice. And then you go in after you do that, and you can play with your little snow hills and make them come down so it will look like and give some branches, and it will turn out like this.
That's great. Thank you, Miss Rachel.
You're welcome. That's full alcohol ink. Thank you for trying.
Trying.
All right, thank you, Rachel. It's great that we can still teach the novices how to go through things, and we're hearing that we should have that piece signed. So I will be sure to pass that on to Lee before he gets back over here. Well, the next piece up is from Ashton Means. This is a beautiful porcelain piece called "After the Rain." Now, Ashton got inspired by this piece from Middle Eastern culture and dance, and I hear that Ashton is currently in the Middle East studying all of this.
What? She's what?
I have here that she's in the Middle East studying.
She's actually standing here holding this for us. This is Ashton Means, holding her own work.
You didn't tell me we were going to have celebrities here.
Yeah, we have celebrities here.
All right. Well,
Ashton, I've known Ashton for quite a while. I think that she was about 13 when I started at the Art Center. She was taking classes with Terry Shepard, and obviously she has become a master in her own right. She's just a fantastic potter and does these magnificent finishes and alterations on her pieces.
Yeah.
They're just wonderful. And everybody needs an Ashton Means sculpture in their home.
Definitely.
Yep.
And the colors, the elegant feminine form, the ornate flower slip, it definitely is going to add character to anybody's home.
Yeah.
All right, let's start the bidding out at $325. $325, 25, what a bit of $325? $325, 25.
We did have somebody call and say that they're having a hard time finding where exactly to find the piece. And if they look underneath the live stream, there should be a bar right underneath the live stream that says featured item. And so you can easily find it right there.
Great. Yeah.
Yep.
Cheers to that. Actually, here. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're not going to clink glasses.
Oh, yeah.
You
Well,
plague
here.
bearer. Don't.
One for my homies. All right.
Slante. All right.
All right. We're at 325 now. 350. Would have been a 350. We've got operators in the back waiting for your call. So
No, we don't. It's all on the internet, pal.
But how do they change this though?
They actually bid on their phone. Look underneath your live stream. Bid on the phone. That's supposedly going quicker. But if you're just on the computer, scroll down right underneath the live stream. You'll see the featured item and click on that.
So not the rotary.
Not the rotary dial. You know what? Only people older than you know what a rotary dial is. You realize that?
Well, okay.
Yeah. All right. We're at $325.
325,
Right?
350 now. Would have been a 350. Would have been a 350. $350. 350. Would have been a 350. I think we're good there.
I think we are too.
Yeah,
Magnificent. Thank you,
Michael.
Ashton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Great.
I
Thank
want
you
to
all.
say, just so you know, that masking tape is I swear Rachel put it on there with super glue to make me look stupid. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't you start with me.
I would never.
I love this piece by Meredith Nemerov. A lot of
Yes.
you who have been around the Art Center for a long time or around the Western Slope are familiar with Meredith's Aspen series, and you quite often see these beautiful images of aspens, and this is a little bit different than we have seen in the past for her. It's a watercolor, and it's magnificent. It's a beautiful landscape.
It is, and the white space that's separating the shadows, it's actually, even though this is watercolor, it's a rigid line, and that's the original canvas there to give that extra lift out of the colors. And I can't imagine that. When I do watercolors, it's just a blob, and it's kind of brown, and I can't keep
Yeah, that's a
anything.
totally different thing.
Okay.
When people say watercolor to me, I think of the little 6 colors in a plastic thing that, yeah. And I used to eat those.
That explains a lot. All right.
You can tell Meredith Nemerov's piece, retail value $600. Starting bid is only $250.
And that's a great starting
It is
bid. So
magnificent.
250, 250, 50 would have been a 250, would have been a $250. 200, thank you. We have 250 now. 275 would have been a 275. 275, 75 would have been a 275. Would have been a 275. $275. We have 250. This is a steal for this piece.
It is really, really a steal.
Yeah, less than half of its retail. Don't let this be
And
stolen.
I know the person who has the winning bid currently on it, and she does not want to be a thief, so you better outbid her.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
275. I would have been a 275. $275 would have been a 275. 5 would have been a 275. Would have been a 275. Sold.
I guess you stole it.
$250.
Thank you, Jan. Yeah,
Very
fantastic.
appreciate that.
Thank you so
250.
much. Our next piece is by a local painter named Art Blom, and Art is familiar to a lot of local art lovers. Art is a magnificent draftsman. If you ever see his drawings, he is very good at what he does. But this is kind of his signature style. He paints with a palette brush, or palette knife rather, lots of paint on paint on paint, very textural.
So
and
he doesn't actually
he
stab,
doesn't use it. No, it's not a stabbing motion.
but it's a knife.
It's a palette knife. It's a different thing altogether.
Like butter.
Like a butter knife.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Sheldon.
Yeah. And it has a Siro style, which I hear is,
Matt must have told you to say that.
yeah.
Yeah, I
'cause
figured he might have.
Yeah, because it's Seurat, so, but he said it's Syrah. and
So, yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, Art and his wife Marcia are always so generous, and there are a number of these pieces also in our silent auction at 80%, but this piece is 100% to the Art Center, and thank you to Art
That's
and
wonderful.
Marcia. Magnificent stuff. And this is actually a steal too. Starting bid is only $650. Retail value is at least $950, and this is also one of those pieces I think is probably underpriced.
And one more comment. I know we're kind of on a delay, but I just wanted to ask how he hides the spaghetti and the linguine.
What are you talking about?
Because it's in
What?
pesto style.
Not pasta.
Yeah, but so there should be spaghetti in there.
That's
and then he's
not.
just so he took the knife and squished it
It's
like
not.
butter.
Can you just sell this?
Okay,
Yeah.
yes. It's 400. Let's see, 650.
$650.
Yeah, 650 would have been a 6.5. Would have been a 650. 50 would have been a 650. $650 would have been a 50. 50 would have been a $650. 650. 650. 650. 50 would have been a 650. 50 would have been a 650. $650. This is
It's a steal.
yeah.
You know what? We'll go ahead and put it in the silent auction. And like we said, after tonight, these
Oh
pieces.
no, wait, we got
Oh,
a bid.
did we get a
have
bid?
a bid.
Wait,
650.
Ashton, don't leave yet.
Yep. Ashton, what are
crying
you
out
doing?
loud, what are you doing?
We didn't say anything.
Jeez.
Man.
Can't teach her anything.
Maybe she should go back to the Middle East or something. I don't know.
No, she's not from the Middle East.
Oh,
Yeah.
well. Okay.
So we do have a $650 bid on this, and
Yes.
it's a wonderful piece. So thank you very much.
And
We'll give it just a moment to see if anybody else wants to top that.
675 is the next bid. It's an easy. It's only $25, folks. It's only money.
You know, Ashton also, she's holding the piece, but she's also a Mediterranean dancer. I don't know if you knew that. That kind of influences a lot of her style. Her, what's it called? What's the little henna? Henna.
So you said she was here, but now you said she's in the Mediterranean.
She is. She's magic.
Okay.
I think this piece
Yeah.
is sold at $650.
Okay.
So thank you
Sold,
so much.
650. Thank you very much.
All right, now we have a handcrafted wooden wine rack. We actually don't know who the artist was. This was donated to us by Randall Cupp, who is the president of U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank is our generous sponsor of tonight's event, and we thank Randall so much. He and his partner Tony they don't just support the Art Center. Randall just doesn't do it through U.S. Bank, but Tony and Randall support the Art Center by purchasing art, by donating, and by then giving art to us to sell. And they're just magnificent sponsors and supporters of not just the Art Center, but all of the arts and so many things around the valley. So thank you
Thank
to
you
Randall and
very
Tony
much.
and to U.S. Bank. This piece is it's really fun. There are 5 places where you can put a bottle of wine. It actually comes with 3 bottles of wine, so it's a bit of a steal at the starting bid of $125.
I think it would fit a couple of Dr. Pepper bottles or Coke in there as well.
Yeah, if you want to put Dr. Pepper or Coke in there, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
But I do like how this is an obvious example of where the beauty's found in the nature, and they just kept that beauty. They didn't put on a thick
Veneer or any kind of
veneer,
it's a nice very natural finish to it, a little bit of a sheen, but nothing extravagant, and it's a magnificent piece.
Yeah.
It's just really nice.
Great. Started out at a magnificent starting bid of $125 with a retail of $400. Started out $125. Would have been $125. 25 would have been $125. $125. $125.5 would have been $125. $125.5 would have been $125. $125.25 would have been $125. We have another phone call. Looks like 1 second. $125.5 would have been $125. Would have been $25. 25 would have been $125. $125. $125. $125. Now this is going to fit anywhere. The wood is got to match with it just about any room.
Yeah, it really would.
Yeah.
I have a wood burning stove. I could put it right on top of there, and it would be. I mean, it'd be really
I didn't
nice.
know where you were going with that. I was going to have to come over there and teach you a lesson about art.
I think we can pass on this. but,
Okay. All right.
it'll be in the silent auction. It is a wonderful piece, and go into silent auction and bid that thing up. Here we go. We'll just put that right there.
All right, and keep in mind too, with the silent auction, we have amazing pieces that are in there. A little hard to see, but they are behind us, and you can go in and look, and you have all week for those silent auction pieces.
And I will say this has been such a whirlwind getting this going, and things have come in up until the last minute, new pieces that have been donated. So we actually have some pieces that may not even show up until Monday morning. So you may have 5 or 6 days to find new pieces that you're going to see on there.
Yeah, definitely.
So our next piece is by Gail Gerson, and if you're an art fan in Colorado, actually the Western U.S., you probably know Gail's work and her name. She is a magnificent collage artist, and she has won numerous awards. She's shown all over the country, and as you can tell, she's a master.
Yeah, definitely.
She really is.
And I think the piece speaks for itself, so we can just start it right out.
You bet, and this is a great price. Opening bid is only $400.
Yes, yeah. Talk about steals. They're
Yep.
in here tonight. $400. Would have been a 4. Would have been a 400. Would have been a 4. Would have been a $400. 400. I think the TV might be broken, Lee. Do you think you can go give it a punch or two?
I don't know if I can or not, but I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, 400 would have been a 4. Would have been a 4. 4 would have been a 400. Would have been a 400. I think while he's back there, we're gonna get this $400 bid. Getting it going. 400 would have been a 4. 400 would have been a 4. 4 would have been a 400. Would have been a 4. Would have been a 4. 4 would have been a 400. I actually asked Lee to go do that so I could get a little time one-on-one, you and I. These are amazing pieces. This isn't just the Art Center saying that. I mean, I've just been, hi Lee. So 400 would have been a 4, would have been a 4, 4 would have been a $400. 400? 400?
100% donation to the Art Center.
Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
we can't. These 100% pieces are the ones that we can't.
Yeah, and actually,
slip
I
by.
will say that every piece in the live auction is 100% donation to the Art Center.
Yes.
Every one of these. A number of the pieces in the silent auction, some of the pieces, the artists get a percentage, which is, of course, appropriate. We love it when artists and donors and collectors give us 100% donations because that helps keep us going. But one of our missions is to also support the artists. So please look through the silent auction and find pieces that are going to support the artists too, because that's what we're here for, not just to promote the arts to everyone, but we also want to support our artists too because they're the backbone of what we do. Now, let's see. I think that we're going to talk about this piece another piece that Matt Jones did. Matt is going to show us a little illusion actually later on, but when we were talking about doing this tonight, what we could do to keep people entertained, he wanted to learn how to do a couple of card tricks. And then he was inspired to go home and to do an etching, a dry point etching of a playing card. And it's really quite remarkable. So we have a video that shows how he went about doing that. So let's go ahead and watch that.
Well, and keep in mind with Matt too, the talent that Matt has and the pieces that you're going to see tonight, and that somebody was lucky enough to get earlier. The talent in this guy is unbelievable.
He is he's very talented.
And as you can see, I have a wide range of artistic knowledge, and I know all the words and stuff.
Yeah.
So
everything Matt told you.
yeah, and so to see that we said, hey, we want some playing cards, and he just went out and made them.
He really did. He just went out and made one. So it's great.
It was
So
wonderful.
let's watch his video. So that's just a little bit of a behind-the-scenes view of how an etching is done. And what's remarkable to me, I can barely see things that small, let alone be able to create art that small.
And so we have the piece here.
We have the piece here, and Ashton can walk up and show us. This is actually a bit of a surprise for everybody. Back when we were going to do this in person and live, the whole idea was going to be a night in France. And So we were going to open the show with our board president, Jeremy Franklin, singing Be Our Guest from Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
And that would have been magnificent. Of course, one of the characters in Beauty and the Beast, the cartoon,
Don't
and
make
the
a
stage
comment
plays,
about my beard. Just
we're not
'cause-
going to comment about your beard,
Okay.
is Chip, the
Ah,
broken
Chip,
teacup.
yes.
And so Matt and Ashton made a whole bunch of those beautiful little cups, and if you purchased a VIP ticket, you got a bag with 2 of those cups in it. One person actually got, and you're going to have to bear with me, got one of these. There are only 2 of these. Can you guys see that? We're good? One person got this little teacup with Chip painted on it that Ashton and Matt made, and that person actually wins this framed set of 2 of the playing cards and the original plates that Matt carved. So whomever has this, you need to call us on Tuesday, let us know that you have it. You have to prove it to us. And then you actually win this beautiful piece of art with 2 of the hand-signed and numbered playing cards that Matt made along with the plates.
Yeah, and the beautiful gilded gold on there.
Wonderful
Don't
stuff.
forget that. Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah,
too.
congratulations to whoever won that. So I hope you actually tuned in, because if you didn't, you don't know, and then you'll never get it. I want to point out that we actually have 6 of those cards in our silent auction. Starting bid is only, I think, $20. Retail value is $40 for one of 12. He only did 12 of them, and there will be no more, and he signed and numbered each one. So those are in our silent auction, so please check that out.
Yeah, and as you saw, the etchings are right there in the giveaway, so
Yep.
they won't be made.
Magnificent stuff.
Yeah.
Our next piece is by John Petachnick, and I'm not going to say that again because I'll probably mess it up a second time. It's a 2-story red brick. John is very prolific and a very well collected artist, and this was donated to us some time ago, and it's at least worth $1,200, but we're going to start the bid at only $200, which is remarkable. It's a small piece, but it is brilliantly painted, and it's a very, very nice work of art.
Now, keep in mind, this is 1/6 of the
1/6,
retail or
yeah.
market value.
You are good at numbers.
Yeah. I only know numbers. That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much it.
Yeah.
Just not words. So can we just stop this
Let's
word
just
thing?
let's just sell this.
Okay, yeah, 200. Would you bid a 2? 2 would have been a 200. $200 would have been a 2. Would have been a 200. Would have been a 2. Would have been a 2. 2 would have been a 2. $200. This is an amazing deal. 200 would have been a 2. Would have been a 2. 2 would have been a 200. I think we need to get the lag in there so they can see that it's 1/6.
Yeah.
Or-
yeah. That.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
Let's just sell
200
it.
would have been a 2. Would have been a 2. 2 would have been a $200. $200 on this beautiful piece. 200 would have been a 2. 2 would have been a 2. Would have been a 2. 2 would have been a 200.
All right.
All
We'll
right.
put it in silent auction. I really do encourage you to take a look at it in silent auction. It is a remarkable deal, and it's a beautiful piece. And you know what? This work won't be hanging on the walls next week because we'll be installing the Brush and Palette Club show in here. But if you want to see it next week before we close the auction next Saturday night, come in and ask one of us, and we'll find it for you and show it to you.
Just
'cause
bring
it
them
is
over to my house.
Yeah,
and-
bring him over.
Yeah,
He's not going to keep this stuff.
Okay.
Our next piece is by our very own Terry Shepard.
Yes.
Terry has been here at the Art Center since the 80s. He's been making ceramics for a very long time, and you can tell he is a master.
Yes.
He's so exceptional. He was a protege of Soldner, Paul Soldner, and you can tell that Terry has become a master in his own right of raku. This is a piece of raku pottery that Terry has introduced into our curriculum here, been teaching it for a very long time, and has taught other instructors how to teach raku. And as you can tell, this is just a magnificent piece. Terry has very generously offered this at a 100% donation to the Art Center. So thank you to Terry. And you need one of these. Even if you already have Terry Shepard's work in your home, I mean, I personally know, I have friends who have 7 or 8 pieces of Terry's work. You can never have too many Terry Shepard pieces.
Agreed. Let's start this out at $350. $350 would have been a 350. 50 would have been a 350. $350. $350 would have been a 350. Would have been a 50. Would have been a 3.5. $350 would have been a 50. Would have been a 350. Would have been a 50. Would have been a 350. Looks like we're actually starting out at 325.
325.
Okay.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
well, that's all right. We can start at 325.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Good.
325. You saved $25, so bid on this thing. It's beautiful.
You're good with numbers too.
I'm great with numbers.
Yeah, 325.5 would have been a 3 1/4, would have been a quarter would have been a 325. 325.5 would have been a 25, would have been a 25, would have been a 325. $325. 325. Let's give it another second. I think.
We'll give it a second.
Yeah,
But
because this is a beautiful
can't imagine
piece.
somebody not picking this up for $325.
And if anything, you're going to see this, and you can go into that silent bid and pick it up later on because
You bet.
you don't want to miss it. All right.
Okay, that's fine. Now, I will say Terry also has 2 other magnificent pieces in our silent auction. And as I said, a lot of times the silent auction pieces, the artist gets a percentage. Art is one of those things that people think somehow artists can just eat their own work and not have to pay their bills. And that's... And that's just not true. So many people say, you'll get exposure if you donate to our auction. And the saying is in the art world that artists die of exposure. So please support artists as well as the arts and the Art Center.
Yes.
Terry has 2 other pieces in the silent auction, and they are magnificent. One of them is a salt vapor piece. Another one is another raku piece. So check out the silent auction and look at those. Our next piece is by Galen Schmidt. This is donated by Dr. Michael Nesty. He had picked this up some time ago, and he's making room for other pieces, and it's a beautiful piece. It's a fast, energetic watercolor painting, utilizes expressive, vibrant color palette. Matt told me to say that, and it really is a beautiful piece.
All right. We're looking at 375, which is 1/4 of the market value. Yeah.
No, it's about
Okay,
half.
I'm just trying here.
Okay,
I don't
do
know.
your best.
375 would have been a 375.5 would have been a 375. 375.5 would have been a 375. Now it says it's south of the Denali. Where is Denali?
Denali Pass, I think, is what that is.
Denali.
Denali.
Yes. Okay. 375.5 would have been a 375.75 would have been a 375.5 would have been a 375. 375 would have been a 75 would have been a 75.5 would have been a 375. 375.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they can go to the Denali and see it, and then see that this
that's
is the
right. You
piece.
can go to Denali and see it, and then bid on it in the silent auction.
Yes.
That's a good thing. Our next piece is by Ned Axelm. Ned grew up in Grand Junction. He went to Grand Junction High School. He now lives in California, I think. Is that right, Matt? California.
Yeah, and he did an exhibit here.
He just recently had a solo exhibition. Now, we only
North
do
Gallery.
about 3 exhibitions a year that are by solo artists. One of them is always an emerging artist. Ned is not an emerging artist. He is well known and very established, and as you can tell, is a magnificent painter. Every one of his works, I feel, has a narrative to it. You can look at it, you can see the focal point, and you wonder what's happening. And they're just wonderful pieces. He also has a couple pieces in our silent auction, so check those out. But this piece is 100% donation to the Art Center. Retail value is $650, and the starting bid is only $325, which is actually half, 50%.
Half.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's sell it.
325. 325.5 would have been a 3 1/4 would have been a 25 would have been a 25 would have been a 325. $325. 3 1/4 would have been a quarter would have been a 325. $325 would have been a 25 would have been a 25 would have been a 25. Look at Lee. Let's tow 325. 25 would have been a 325. Thank you. 325. That's all it took is look at Lee. 325. 25 would have been a 3 1/2 would have been a 3 1/2 would have been a 350. 50 would have been a $350. 350 would have been a 50. 50 would have been a 350.
Yeah.
I like this 325.
That
Now,
325,
the show was mesmerizing. I can tell you, I got to
yeah.
see the exhibit. Now we're at 350. Thank you. 350. Now 375 is next. 375 would have been a 375. Yeah, I went to the exhibit, and I've been to many, many, many art exhibits, regardless of how I look at art with my knowledge this evening words. So yeah, we have 375 now. 400. Thank you. 425.5 would have been a 4 1/4. 4 1/4. Yeah, I just got completely lost in that exhibit.
It's magnificent. I think that Matt was explaining to me that it's reminiscent of John Singer Sargent, who also always had narratives, and it's his exhibition took me to different places. I mean, I would stand there and look at one of his paintings and be transported somewhere else.
Yeah.
And he really is a magnificent painter. And we have 2 more works in the
425
silent
now,
auction.
450. Sorry to cut in on there.
No, it's
You're
fine.
doing 450, 50 would have been a 450 now. Thank you. 450 now, 475, 5 would have been a 475. 475 bid. Looks like we got a little bit of a war going on there.
Little bit. Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No,
there.
no, it's fine. It's fine. Actually,
Anyway, so we were 450, 50 would have been a 450, 475, 475 now 5. 500 would have been a 5, 5 would have been a 500, would have been a 5. Okay, Lee, what do you want to say some more?
no, I don't want to say
Okay,
anything
we're
else
looking at
because
500.
you're
We're
gonna
at
see how he
500.
is.
500 would have
See
been a
how he
5.
is.
Would have been a 500. $500 would have been a 5. 5 would have
I
been a 5.
swear, you must be my brother that I never met.
Uh-huh.
Because you're just like my older brother, but you're younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You sure? I'm young. Oh, yeah. 500.
We're at 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
525, 25, 5 would have been at 525. You see, when Lee's quiet, we get things go up. 500 would have been a 5, 5 would have been a 525. 5 and a quarter would have been a quarter, quarter would have been a 525, would have been a 25, 25 would have been a 525. $525. 525, 25 would have been a 525. And I think
I think we might be. I think we might be there. We'll just give it a second or two for the lag to happen.
Okay.
Whoever gets this is obviously going to be thrilled because it's a magnificent piece. If you didn't win this piece, please go to the silent auction and look at one of his other pieces because he is a master. Very good.
It was unbelievable.
I think we're good.
All right. Sold. $500.
Magnificent. All right. I don't know. Guys, is this in frame? Is the liquor cabinet in frame? Is it? Okay, great. This liquor cabinet, I have been very proud of myself. I have not taken anything out of the cabinet. I've been very, very good.
I didn't. I just opened it.
You opened it and drank with a straw.
But it never left the cabinet.
It's what I used to do with the in the teachers' lounges at the high school I went to. They had one of those old-fashioned pop machines, soda pop machines that had bottles, and you could reach in there and crack open the lid and then put a straw into it and drink it. Teachers never found out I did that, as far as I know.
Do we have anybody that can tell us if that's like past the...
I think it's past the statute of limitations.
Okay, thank
This
you.
cabinet was made by master woodworker Bob Armstrong. He made a cabinet for us last year as well, and it is beautiful. If anything, it's more beautiful than the one last year. I wish you could see it in person because it is a magnificent piece. If you go onto your computer or your cell phone, you can actually scroll through the 3 or 4 different pictures. And on top of that, Bob donated 12 bottles of wine. He donated a case of wine. It's all nice mid-range wine. It's not cheap by any means, not super expensive, but it's also just very nice wine that he donated 12 bottles as well as making the cabinet. And then our board of trustees donated pieces of their favorite bottles and bitters, little box of bitters, and a number of wonderful bottles. And then our newest board of trustee member, I won't tell his name, but he decided that what would be really good in this was a bottle of Fireball cinnamon whiskey, which he said is good for strep throats and for fraternity initiations. So you get a bottle of Fireball
always wanted to be in
cinnamon
fraternity.
whiskey that also really works well for anthills and for eliminating pests. But I say that, but he also donated a lovely bottle of Dalmore 12-year-old Scotch. So this is a wonderful collection of not just spirits, but a beautiful work of art in the cabinet. The alcohol itself is worth at least $700 or $800, and we're starting the bid at only $700. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
And one thing to keep in mind is you also get to have myself or Lee over.
Or both.
Yeah, or both to your house.
Whenever you want, we'll come to your house. We'll help you. We'll help you test it.
Yes, yeah, and until the Bookers is gone. When the Bookers is gone, then I think it's just going to be Lee.
It's fine. Whatever you want to give me.
All right, 700. Would have been a 7. Would have been a 700. Would have been a 77. Would have been a 700. $700. Would have been a 7. Would have been a 77. Would have been a 7. $700. 7 now. Would have been a 7. 7 would have been a 700. $700. Would have been a 7. Would have been a 7. 7 would have been a 7.
I don't know.
I mean,
Boy, this is tough. Now, last year, I will say that it went. We had a cabinet last year with probably not as good spirits in it. The cabinet was just as nice, but probably fewer bottles and not quite as good. And it went for $1,500. So if you get this for $700, you're stealing this. So it
Yeah.
is magnificent.
And it's less than my bar tab from earlier today. So, I mean, that's
That's
one
true.
thing to keep in mind. 700, would a bit of 7, would a bit of 7, 7, would a bit of $700, $700. 7, would a bit of 7, would a bit of 7, 7, would a bit of $700. $700, would a bit of 7, would a bit of 7, 7, would a bit of 7. $700? This is amazing.
Man, I'm just really thinking about bidding on this myself. So if you're a member of the Board of Trustees and you don't want me to have $700 worth of alcohol, you should bid on this. It's,
Yeah. All right, and does that Fireball take care of coronavirus?
no, it doesn't cure coronavirus, but
Okay.
it will make you think that you have coronavirus. So
I can believe that.
yeah.
700, would a bit of 7, would a bit of 7, 7, would a bit of $700. $700, would a bit of 7, would a bit of 7, 7, would a bit of $700. All right.
All right.
I think we're missing there.
I think that we're missing the boat. Oh, wait, do we have something?
So
No?
this will be in the silent auction, though.
All right.
And
Yeah,
again,
boy, I'll tell you what. The just the wine and spirits by themselves are worth $700. The cabinet is probably worth that
look
much
at this.
as well.
Look at this.
Oh,
Look at this.
Are we going to go ahead and do this?
Yeah.
I didn't know we were going to do this.
Well, no, we
All right, folks.
Here, wait just
so-
1 sec. Let me get
yeah.
the dust off there.
Yeah, little dusty, and I apologize. We're going to try and stay away from each other. So this, the Board of Trustees donates spirits for the liquor cabinet, but this is stuff that the staff had in their offices.
Ooh,
Uh,
Blue
this is-
Hawaiian Boons.
Hawaiian Boone's Farm.
All right.
Ooh, that's good stuff. This is Kinky Blue. I have no idea what the hell that is, but I'm sure it's terrible.
Oh, look, we got a 4-pack.
Oh, Manischewitz Blueberry Wine. You could have this. What is our starting bid on this?
I think the starting bid is
$1 or no $5?
$500.
$5.
Five.
$5.
Oh,
This is
that's unbelievable.
Kentucky Deluxe Kentucky blended whiskey. And I just want you to know this actually, I'm the one who has this. It's not blended whiskey, it's grain alcohol, and it's colored brown, so you think it's whiskey. Now this is, this is the most wonderful stuff. 42 ounces of Cold When Blue Steel Reserve malt liquor.
And look at this.
How can you pass? And we have.
We have a coincidence here. There's 3 shot glasses.
No,
one
there's
for
4.
myself.
There's
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Well,
And
one
3
for me,
for Lee.
one for Lee, and Lee.
All right, we're going to start this off at I think only $5. Is that right?
5. No, we're actually going to be starting out at 15.
We have a bid of $15.
Yeah, we're at 10. We're asking 15. Would a bit of 15, 15, would a bit of 15. We're at 10. Would a bit of 15, 15, would a bit of $15. $15. Now, this is an amazing mix. $15.
You don't want to pass up on this amazing opportunity. Now,
Yeah.
I will say, and I'll be completely honest with you, this has been here for a year and a half. So it's aged really
Yes.
well. It's aged. We had it last
Oh,
year.
we're at 75. Thank you. Now
Had it
we're
last year in
asking
our benefit
75 now.
auction.
We're at 65, asking 75.
Benefit auction last year, we had this. We sold it, and the person then turned around, gave us the money, and said, but you know what, I'm not going to take it home, sell it again. We sold it again, and that person didn't take it home either.
And I think it's just that there's such an awe that
They are in awe. What is this that you're holding?
This is for Roku. It's like Roku.
Like Roku, yeah.
So you put it in fire.
What's the flavor?
Let's see. Strawberry lemonade.
Strawberry lemonade
yeah.
malt liquor.
Yeah.
Holy cow! How can you beat that?
Yeah, this is modern times.
This is good
to
stuff.
be able to put this
Yeah.
in malt.
And Boone's Farm Blue Hawaiian. It doesn't even list the flavor. It's Hawaiian flavored.
What's great about this, you don't have to have any other drinks with this one.
This is
just a drink in
You
itself.
drink this, and you'll go blind. So, where are we?
We're at 65, asking 75. We're
$75.
Yeah.
It's a steal at $75.
definitely.
Yeah. If you let somebody have this at $65, you're doing them harm. Help them by taking this off their hands.
And what I'll do tonight, as Altitude Auctions, is if we can get this up to $100, I'll throw in a second one. Two of these amazing employee
Wow.
bars.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
2 of
really
them.
nice of you.
If
Very
you
kind.
can get up to $100.
If we get up to $100.
$100,
And
yep.
you're going to make somebody drink it, or are you going to watch them drink it?
Well, I join them.
Okay, good
Join
enough.
them.
You
yes.
know what? I think we're there.
Okay.
I think that we're
gonna
good.
do it? We're okay.
Somebody stole this at only, what, $65? Is that where we are?
Right. But
Yeah.
what about if we take the second one,
Uh-huh.
we put it in the silent auction,
Yeah, we could do that.
and anybody that wants to bid on it in the silent auction,
Yeah,
you
could-
can.
You get a second one in the silent auction.
Yep. And
Right.
in the silent, though, it's starting out at 50 because we can't let it go as low as we started.
Fair enough.
And then also, I will still honor that. If you get it up to 100 in the silent auction, I'll
You'll-
throw in a third one. But you'll have to
Wow.
give me time because I'm going to have to put that one together.
I
with
do
some-
want to point out really quick, though, there's a whole case of Genesee, I think it's beer.
yep,
it's
beer.
Genesee beer.
Yep.
Holy cow. I'll let you guys go ahead and take that. Ashton, stay out of that. All right, we're good. Let's move on.
Oh, Ashton, I was looking for you earlier.
That's just so disturbing.
Yeah, I needed a taste of this to
Thank you
remind me
both.
of what alcohol tastes like.
Let's go to a little video of people talking about why they love the Art Center.
I love the Art Center because it's a common meeting grounds for people of all different areas of life to both view and create art.
I love that it is community centered. Being in any type of artistic realm, it's really important that it has a community focus.
I love the First Fridays. I love the energy. I love the new exhibits. I love all the different programs that are available to kids and adults.
So I love that the Art Center brings a fresh art approach to our community.
I love that the Art Center has something for everyone. Art is a language. It speaks to different people differently. We have everything from educational programs for the youngest of our citizens to a wide variety of permanent and rotating exhibitions that just speak to our souls.
I can pop in at any time, and there are multiple classes happening. Rachel has her classes going on. There's always somebody in ceramics. I am convinced people sleep there. We have plays going on all the time now.
The Art Center is a very important part of the community. Just like any other nonprofit, without volunteer hours and financial support from the community, it doesn't exist. And without the Art Center, Grand Junction wouldn't be the city that it is.
We regularly underwrite some of the exhibitions and shows here at the Art Center because we just think that if the Art Center doesn't offer those, who is going to do that? And it's such an asset to the community.
All right.
Yeah, that's obviously we have some magnificent donors and supporters and board members who believe in the arts, and I would imagine that you're watching this because you also believe in the arts. I think we're probably preaching to the choir, but as you know, as I said earlier, the arts are as important to many of us as breathing. And I read recently, I think it was in the Wall Street Journal, that up to a third of the nonprofit museums and art-based nonprofits in the country may fold this year. Yeah. And I'm proud that we have such magnificent donors that we're in a pretty strong financial position, and we need to continue that with your support. On the left-hand side of your screen, there's a donate button or a donate. It just says donate. Click on that. It'll bring up some other buttons, and it will allow you to donate at a level that's comfortable to you. And obviously, it may be $50, it may be $100, maybe $1,000, but please consider making that donation now. If you don't do it tonight, you can certainly do it over the course of the next week. And anytime in the future, please call me, and I would love to talk about sponsorship opportunities for different exhibitions and classes that you may be interested, or in sponsoring a gallery like Dr. Michael Nesty and Family Health West sponsor the gallery we're in now. Tanya Wren, a local physician, sponsors the Atrium Gallery, and Chuck and Robbie Bro sponsor the Gould Gallery.
Yeah, and thanks to all of them.
Yeah, and thank you to all of them, and thank you to our other donors. So if you have an opportunity, if you have the ability to make a donation, we would love for you to make a donation tonight. Click on that button on the left-hand side.
Yeah, excellent. And Like you said, it can be an increment that you're comfortable with, and it's a beautiful thing that we can all contribute. I do know that we have a listing of everybody that is currently online.
And you're going to go to their house?
Yeah, I'm going to go to their house for anybody that can't quite slip in there, and I'll bring a hat.
A hat?
Yeah.
A hat.
Yep.
Is that kind of like an old, preacher's hat? An old, what do they call those? Where they have a big meeting in the tents out in the middle of.
They call it a hat.
They call it a hat.
You bring it up. I'll bring it to the door. That's another option that we have.
Yeah,
That's
we can
great.
certainly we can come to your house. We are happy to do that. In fact, now I don't know if you know this, and I'm going to tell a secret. It's probably not a secret. Most people know this. Matt Jones, who is our curator and adult education program coordinator, he basically grew up in a Shaolin monastery, and he is, and I'm not lying, an honest-to-goodness master of several martial arts and a ninja. And he'd be happy to come and talk to you about your donation opportunities.
Yeah, he might know some deadly moves.
He show you some cool stuff.
Yeah.
In any case,
yes.
We look forward to you making those donations as the week goes on, and as the year goes on, we would love to come and talk. And I would love to speak with you personally about what we do and how you can help make that possible. And more than that, when you become a significant donor of the arts and the Art Center, you actually drive the direction of the organization. You help make things happen. And I encourage you to become one of those significant donors if you're not already.
Definitely.
And if you already are, then of course we would love to have you increase your donation this year because it's difficult times.
And if you know people too that
Yeah,
couldn't make
please
it out
introduce-
this evening, that had other plans, that anybody that that loves the arts,
Yeah.
let them know that they can come at any time. And
We would love to talk to him. And if that's the way you want to contribute is by bringing somebody new to the Art Center, we would love to introduce new people to the Art Center because it's a hidden gem. So many of my friends and board members often talk about the fact that it's a hidden gem in the Grand Valley. It's been here almost 70 years, and quite often people don't even know it's here. So bring somebody to the Art Center. We would love to talk to them. Let's go on to our next piece.
yeah, I think I see some tired arms back there.
They
so we
probably
might-
are tired.
We might wait another minute.
Let's
I
wait
don't know.
another second.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wait, nope, they're coming
they're coming.
anyways.
This piece is by David Lord. Dave is a contemporary impressionist photographer. He captures light in action.
Yeah.
And as you can tell, it's a dynamic piece. You can see it moving. And this is not edited photography. This is the actual photography itself.
Yeah, and with the day and age with Facebook and everybody putting on like cat faces and everything, there's no digital editing on this one, which I found fascinating.
It is fascinating, yeah.
To just have a natural look to something anymore is
Indeed.
Yeah.
Retail value is $1,100. Starting bid is only $900.
All right, 900 would have been a 9, would have been a 99, would have been a 900. $900 would have been a 9, would have been a 900, would have been a 900. $900, 9 would have been a 900. $900 would have been a 9, would have been a 9, would have been a 99, would have been a 900. $900 would have been a 9, would have been a 99, would have been a 900. $900 would have been a 9, would have been a 99, would have been a 9. Oh, let's see. So, Lee?
No, I think we're good.
Okay,
We'll go ahead and put this in the silent auction, and we want to keep moving along because we know that we're over the hour already, and we're just going to keep moving through as quickly as we can. But we also want to give every one of these pieces a chance to be purchased by somebody who will love them. Next up, Kay Ambrose. Kay always makes these wonderful, whimsical characters. You've seen her goats. Her rabbits.
Yep.
You've seen the war horse that's in our silent auction. You can pick that up. These are Croatian goats. Online, you'll see that it says 17 Croatian goats. That's lot number 17. You don't actually get 17 Croatian goats. You get 3, and they're magnificent. They're very whimsical. These are raku fired so that they have a little different finish than a lot of her pieces have, and they're wonderful, very whimsical. Kay is a big supporter of the Art Center, has done so many things here that it's almost impossible to know. What are you looking at?
Oh, nothing.
Okay, fine. The starting bid on this is only $250.
$250, and I know we have a couple of bids in. I can't quite make them out.
Oh, do we?
But
I'll move it down.
250 would have been a 50-50, would have been a 250. Let's come. Give me 1 second here. All right, thank you. We had a 275, and then we had a 300. Now we're looking at 325. 3 1/4 would have been a 325. 25 would have been a 325. 325 would have been a 25. Would have been a 25. 5 would have been a 25. Would have been a 25. Now you can see on the texture in these goats, it actually gives it kind of a woolly feel or quality. Not feel so much. It's not soft, but yeah, it's got a great texture to it. 325, 25 would have been a 3 1/4, would have been a quarter, would have been a 325, would have been a 25, would have been a 25. $25 would have been a 325, would have been a 25. I think we're good.
I think we're good too.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
thank you.
$300.
Sold.
I just
$300.
actually, when I was back there, saw the video of Ashton moving the goat in and out of the camera, and it was zooming back and forth, and it just reminded me of the 60s, a whole bunch.
What are the 60s?
Wait, the 60s. Actually, I was a child in the 60s, so I don't know. Our next piece is another piece by Maggie Cook. Again, Maggie's one of my favorite people. I just adore her. Her late husband, David, was also a fantastic painter, and they have been such great supporters of the Art Center. And Maggie, of course, is a magnificent pastel painter, all the way around. This piece, retail value is $450, and it's a steal at a starting bid of $200.
Yeah, and this is the same as the first piece. Maggie Cook had the first piece in, and it has that metallic look to it, that Michael Sheen on it again, right?
Metallic sheen, yep.
Yeah, so the Michael Sheen, keep that in mind. $200 would have been a 2, would have been a 200, would have been a 2, 2 would have been a 2, would have been a 200, would have been a 2, $200 would have been a 2, would have been a 200, $200 would have been a 2, would have been a 2, 2 would have been a 200, $200 would have been a 2, would have been a 2, 2 would have been a 200.
$200. I mean, this is remarkable. This is a low price for Maggie Cook, and it's a magnificent piece.
Yeah, yeah. And 250, 50 would have been a 250, would have been a 200, 50, 50 would have been a 250, would have been a 250, 50 would have been a 2.5, would have been a 50, 50 would have been a 250, 250 would have been a 2, 2 would have been a 250 would have been a 250, 50 would have been a 250.
All right, we'll let it go. It'll go on the silent auction, and please consider bidding on that. This is another 100% piece to the Art Center, thanks to Maggie Cook. Our next piece is by Jody Ahrens. It's called Monumental Canyons, an abstract landscape, strong vertical composition with little flecks of copper leaf in it. It's a beautiful piece. I really love this piece.
Yeah, and the lines in it, it gives this kind of vertical feel to it.
It does have a vertical feel to it. Yeah, it's a really nice piece. $1,000 starting bid, which is only a third of its retail value. So.
Yeah, let's start it out. $1,000 would have been 1,000, would have been a 1, 1 would have been $1,000. $1,000, folks, would have been a 1, would have been a 1, 1 would have been $1,000. 1,000 would have been 1,000, 1,000 would have been 1,000, would have been 1,000. This has for me, it gave me a feel of like a geode feel, and it was like the mountains around and the minerals, and it just, I don't know, the feel. You always talk about what it gives different people and what they think of it, and this one just brought a lot of things to me, particularly with us being in the valley.
Right, right. And Jody Ahrens is certainly a magnificent painter and very well known. Everybody in the valley loves Jody and her work. So if I guess we'll go ahead and pass on this. I hope that you'll take advantage of that $1,000 starting bid in our silent auction. 100% donation to the Art Center, a magnificent piece. Next up, we have a piece called Pure Porcelain. It is by Robbie Bro, and obviously probably don't even need to introduce Robbie Bro because everybody sort of knows Robbie. I don't know how long Robbie's been doing ceramics, but a long time. And she is one of our instructors here. She is a past president of our board of trustees. She and her husband, Chuck Bro, are major supporters of the Art Center. And Robbie gave this piece at 100% donation. Wow. And what she seems to do is she builds these classic forms out of porcelain, and then she alters them like this piece, and they're just magnificent. I mean, and really, this doesn't really do it justice. I know the camera doesn't do it justice. You need to see it in person, but you'll love this piece. Retail value is $400, and the starting bid is only $300. Robbie's another one of those artists that I personally feel undervalues her work. I think that this is worth twice what she puts on for a retail value, and I think you will love this. So.
Yeah, agreed. So let's start it out. 300 would have been a 3, would have been a 3, 3 would have been a 300, would have been a 3, would have been a 3, 3 would have been a $300. 300 would have been a 3, 3 would have been a 3, 3 would have been a 300. $300 would have been a 3, would have been a 3, 3 would have been a 300. $300 would have been a 3. I have 300 now. 325, 350, 325. Excuse me. 325. 5 would have been a 325. 3 and a quarter would have been a quarter. Quarter would have been a 320. Would have been 5. Would have been a 25. Would have been a 25. Would have been a 25. 5 would have been a 325.
This is a steal at $300.
Yeah, it's excellent buy. 300 would have been a 3, 3 would have been a 325, 325, 5 would have been a 3 and a quarter, would have been a 25, would have been a 25, 300, asking 325.
I think somebody stole it for $300.
Sold.
Wonderful.
$300. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, you know, a little bit ago, when we were working out how we were going to do this benefit tonight and try and keep it entertaining for people, we were talking about a number of different things. We wanted to do show tunes like we did in our live auction last year, and we couldn't do that because of royalty rights. Even if you have the royalties, YouTube apparently sometimes gets fussy about it. So we thought it would be fun for somebody to do a magic trick or an illusion. And Matt Jones, again, I keep talking about Matt, and I have to pause for a second. The staff here at the Art Center is so magnificent. Matt and Haley, Terry, Keith, Rachel, Charlie, they're amazing. They do such a fantastic job. Every one of them is skilled in so many different areas and does so much more than we pay them for. And I just want to thank them so much. And Matt is a perfect example. He said, you know what, I'd like to go home and learn how to do a card trick. So he went home and in a matter of a week or two learned how to do a wonderful magic illusion that we would like to share with you now.
Wonderful.
All right.
All right, thank you. That was
that was very fun.
crazy.
Thank you very much, Matt. I know it's it's not really what we do, but it's entertainment. It's art.
Yeah, and if only he could get you to disappear.
Yeah, he's been trying to get me to disappear. He wants my job.
Yeah.
And and the board of trustees, I'm sure, is considering it.
Now, I'm trying to show how professional I am, and I have had probably 3 of these Mises, and you've only had 1 mousse.
Oh, the pamplemousse, champagne pamplemousse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just finishing my first, and you're on your third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's because you're more of a man than I am. Our next piece
I'm
is
professional.
by Art Blom. It's called Philippines 1. Art, as I said before, is a magnificent painter, magnificent draftsman, but then he does these wonderful pieces using a palette knife, layer on layer of paint. And I've seen him at a workshop painting, and it's magnificent to watch him paint. It's just, watching him paint is a work of art by itself.
Yep.
This
And
piece retails at, what's that? Go ahead, Sheldon.
Well, I like how he scratched in with the palette. It got down to the original surface to make that the spark, or not spark. I don't. You tell the words.
Well, I don't know
with
the words.
Fence.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that, Matt? Highlight.
highlights,
Highlight. Yeah. That's what I used to use in school, but those were green and
Those are
yellow.
green and yellow,
this is
yeah.
white. So he used a white highlighter, right, Matt? Oh.
This is a $1,320 retail value. Minimum bid's only $750. It's a wonderful piece. So please consider this 100% donation to the Art Center.
All right, let's start it out. 750 would have been a 50-50, would have been a 750, would have been a 50-50, would have been a 7.5, would have been a 50, would have been a 50-50, would have been a 750, would have been a 750, 750 would have been a 50-50, would have been a 750, would have been a 750-50, would have been a 7.5, 750 would have been a 50-50, would have been a 750, 750 would have been a 50-50, would have been a 50. Now, I know you don't know this, but I can see all of you at home through the camera.
Shh, we're not supposed to tell people that.
Well, we need to, because I can tell you have the change in your couch, and I know a couple of you. The change in your couch easily will cover this opening
Yeah, it
bid.
would cover
So
this.
750 would have been a 50-50, would have been a 750, would have been a 7.5, would have been a 50-50, would have been a 7.5. 750. All right, Lee.
I guess we're good. We're going to put it in the silent auction. Please consider that over the next week or so. It's a magnificent piece. This next piece is by Dan Young. Dan calls Glenwood Springs his home, and we're thrilled to have this piece. It was donated by Sherry Bargy, and boy, you can tell by this painting that Dan is a master. Just the use of light and texture and the depth of shadows in it. It's another one of those that has a narrative. You can see the focal point in it, and you want to know what's happening in this painting. It's a brilliant piece.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So let's just get right to it. Let's start it out. What do we have here?
$400 for a minimum bid.
And half, right? That's half?
That is half of what it's worth. It's an $800 painting at least.
400 would have been a 4, would have been a 400, would have been a 4, would have been 400. $400 would have been a 4. 400 would have been a 4, would have been a 4, would have been a 4, would have been a $400. 400 would have been a 4, would have been a 4. I think I need to get closer. I don't know if it's picking up my voice. 400 would have been a 4, would have been a 400, would have been a 4, would have been a 400, would have been a 4, would have been a 4, would have been a 400. $400 would have been a 4, would have been a 4, would have been a 400.
That was terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, we have 400 now. 4 1/4 would have been a 425. Would have been a 25. Would have been a 25. Would have been a 4 1/4. Would have been a 425. $425 would have been a 25. 25 would have been a 425. I think we're good here. And while Lee's not here, I'm just going to go ahead and sold $400. Thank you very much.
Boy, that's a steal.
Yeah.
At
yeah.
$400.
I
Congratulations.
let that
I love that piece. If you purchase that piece, I'd love to come to your home and hang it for you. Or take it from you. Our next piece is by one of my favorite artists, Lyle Nichols. Lyle generally works in monumental sculpture, and this is a rare opportunity to pick up a piece of Lyle's that you can actually put in your home. He's collected by people all over the country, all over the world. I know that Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell have works of his, and he's...
Don't go overboard with this.
No, it's true. They do. I promise. They've invited me to their house.
Okay.
They don't know it, but they have. And Lyle, like I said,
I've seen you there.
He's magnificent. He's brought works into the Art Center to show that weigh literally tons. And so this is such a great opportunity to pick up a piece by Lyle Nichols. His yard out in Palisade or in that area, I guess, is a work of art by itself, because he goes to junkyards and finds pieces of everything that he then uses to make sculptures. In fact, he was recently shown on the TV show Pickers, that is about people who go to junkyards. This is a wonderful piece. I hope you'll take advantage of this. It's at least worth $800. We're going to start it out at only $400, and Lyle gave this to us at 100% donation.
Thank you. 400. Would have been a 4. Would have been a 4. Would have been 400. $400 would have been a 4. Would have been a 4. Would have been a 4. Would have been a 400. $400 would have been a 4. 400 would have been a 4. Would have been a 4. Would have been a 400. $400. $400 to the Art Center. 400. 400 would have been a 4. Would have been a 4. Would have been a 400. This is 100%.
It's 100%.
Each item is 100%.
Magnificent, magnificent piece, and it really is wonderful. He's very playful in his artwork. You'll see it all over town, all over the Western Slope, and all over the U.S. And this is like I said, an opportunity for you to have a piece of Lyle Nichols' work in your home. Generally, that doesn't happen. His work is usually monumental, and you need a huge yard or like a corporation to put his work at. This doesn't happen often, so please take advantage of this and pick it up.
400 would have been a 4. Would have been a 4. Would have been a 400. $400 would have been a 4.
All right. I guess we're good.
I would like to thank I see that we're getting some paddle bids in, the bids that are going to reach our goal, help us reach our goal. And
so we appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, we really do. I don't know if it's possible for us to express how much we appreciate your support. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
It makes it possible for the Art Center to do what it does. The Art Center's been around for almost 70 years because of people like you.
And then take those teacups and put a little something stronger in there so we can get a little loose with these bids coming up.
That's a fine idea.
Yeah.
Our next piece is another one by Tom Kallenberg, La Luna del Mar, number 4.
Now, this is item 25.
Yeah.
And this last time...
It's number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that's confusing to you, but yeah, that's... we don't have that last piece, by the way. I just wanted to show you that, so we don't have that.
Yeah, I told you I don't read.
I know you don't
250
read.
would have been a 250, 50 would have been a 2.5, would have been a 50, would have been a 2.5, would have been a 50, 50 would have been a 250. $250 would have been a 50, 50 would have been a 250. Now this is 250 is not much. Now I know it's like a month's salary for Lee, but 250. This is just it's pennies for the rest of us. So
Yeah,
250,
so
50 would have been a 250, would have been a 250. 250 would have been a 50, 50 would have been a 250.
All right, we're
All
going
right.
to put it in silent auction.
Yep.
It's a wonderful piece. Tom Kallenberg is he's very well collected. These are beautiful works. So check out our silent auction. And this is going to be the last piece of our evening now.
Okay.
This is by Matthew Jones. We've talked about him before. You may have remembered. Yeah.
Yep.
And before we actually
now
go,
that's the Dutch master.
that's the Dutch master, the Dutch ninja, is what they call him.
Dutch
ninja.
But then he got into magic.
And he did magic too.
Did he
He's
go
yeah,
over the
very interesting guy.
Did he go over the waterfall at the Denali?
No. Let's just sell this.
Okay.
This one is called When Life Gives You Lemons. It's another one of those beautiful still lifes, hyper-realistic works by Matt Jones, and it's beautiful. A retail value of $500, starting bid $250.
All right, 250 would have been a 50, 50 would have been a 2.5, would have been a 50, would have been a 50, 50 would have been a 50, would have been a 50, 50 would have been a $250. Last piece, 250 would have been a 50, 50 would have been a 2.5, would have been a 50, would have been a 50, 50 would have been a 2.5. 250 would have been a 50, would have been a 50, 50 would have been a 250. 250 would have been a 50, 50 would have been a 250. Thank you for the $50 donation. But we're going 250 on this piece. 250, 50 would have been a 250. Last piece of the evening.
Last piece of the evening is the last chance to get a piece in the live auction, which is commemorative. This is this is hopefully the last time we ever have to do it on camera.
And Matt said that I could sign this personally, so you could see that you got it at a Sheldon Bott auction.
I don't think that's what he meant.
But it's a Sheldon Bott auction.
Yeah. No, it's
just
an art center auction.
It's just a silver paint pen.
That's lovely. I'll let Matt talk to you about that.
Well, I won't sign it then. So 250, 250, 50 would have been a 250.
You can't let it go as the last
50
piece
would
of
have
the
been a
auction and nobody's going to
250.
buy it. All right, there we go.
Okay.
It will go into the silent auction. And as we said, every piece that was passed tonight does go into the silent auction, which will be open for another week and a little more until a midnight of a week from Saturday. So I think that's the 3rd. I did want to say that we didn't realize it, but that David Lord piece did sell. We got a bid for that piece, And so we're thrilled about that. Thank you so much. It is stunning and beautiful. You're going to love it in your home. Thank you for bidding on that. The lag was enough that we just didn't catch it.
We used last
And that
minute.
was bidder number 112.
112, bidder number
112.
112. So it was sold to 112. And thank you very much.
much.
You know, as we said earlier, this was a bit of an experiment for us. This was it was a trial by fire. Baptism of fire.
Yeah.
And so we thank you so much. I again want to thank Ashton Means and Holly Means for carrying our art in and out. Want to thank Matt Jones and Haley Van Camp. They have done yeoman's work and made this possible.
Definitely.
So please, when you get a chance, thank
Impressive.
them, because Sheldon and I, we kind of did the easy part by sitting up here.
I don't know. I sat in this chair a lot.
You
and
did
that's
sit in
hard.
that chair a lot.
Hard work. There was
Thank
sweat.
them when you get an opportunity. But I also want to thank our sponsor, Randall
Yes,
Cup at
all
U.S.
smart.
Bank and U.S. Bank, all of our donors, all of you, and of course, Altitude Auctions. I keep wanting to say Attitude Auctions.
Yeah, it's similar.
Altitude Auctions and Sheldon Bott. Thank you so much
No, thank
for
you, Ray.
volunteering your time.
I appreciate the chance to come out a second time, and hopefully in a few years you'll have me back and we'll work it out.
I think so.
Yeah.
Folks, thank you again, and please continue to support the arts.
Yes. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
I love the Art Center because it's a common meeting grounds for people of all different areas of life to both view and create art.
I love that it is community centered. Being in any type of artistic realm, it's really important that it has a community focus.
I love the First Fridays. I love the energy. I love the new exhibits. I love all the different programs that are available to kids and adults.
So I love that the Art Center brings a fresh art approach to our community.
I love that the Art Center has something for everyone. Art is a language. It speaks to different people differently. We have everything from educational programs for the youngest of our citizens to a wide variety of permanent and rotating exhibitions that just speak to our souls.
I can pop in at any time, and there are multiple classes happening. Rachel has her classes going on. There's always somebody in ceramics. I'm convinced people sleep there. We have plays going on all the time now.
The Art Center is a very important part of the community. Just like any other nonprofit, without volunteer hours and financial support from the community, it doesn't exist. And without the Art Center, Grand Junction wouldn't be the city that it is.
We regularly underwrite some of the exhibitions and shows here at the Art Center because we just think that if the Art Center doesn't offer those, who is going to do that? And it's such an asset to the community.